Welcome back to our channel, everyone. Today is an absolutely beautiful, and we have a mountain of explosive, jaw-dropping drama to unpack from the streets of Port Charles. The upcoming 2 weeks are guaranteed to leave you breathless. So grab your favorite beverage, buckle up, and let's dive right into the absolute madness. I just finished watching the latest jaw-dropping developments, and the adrenaline is still coursing through my veins. We have to immediately talk about the explosive situation brewing with Valentine Cassadine and that highly mysterious black briefcase. Valentine is playing an incredibly dangerous, high-stakes game of deception right now. He is sitting on this enigmatic black box, casually claiming to Carly Spencer that it belongs to the dangerous Ross Cullum and that his grand master plan is simply to hand it over to the WSB in exchange for a massive, lucrative payday. But let's be entirely real here. This is Valentine Cassadine. We are analyzing the man practically invented the art of the lie, and he breathes deception like it is oxygen. I am entirely convinced, without a shadow of a doubt, that he is lying through his teeth to Carly. What is truly hidden inside that briefcase? Is it devastating evidence tied to the lethal pikeman threat, or perhaps some dark, long-buried Cassadine family secret that could destroy lives? The fact that Carly is preparing to confess her own deeply held, vulnerable secret to Valentine during the week of July 20th just adds a massive amount of gasoline to this already raging fire. She is placing her ultimate trust in a man who is actively hiding the biggest, most dangerous smoking gun in town right under her nose, and it is a recipe for absolute disaster. And let us not forget the incredibly possessive mob boss lurking in the shadows of this romance. Sonny Corinthos is absolutely refusing to let Carly live her life in peace, and his controlling nature is reaching terrifying new heights. He has unleashed Brick to dig up every single piece of dirt on Valentine, and you just know Brick is going to strike absolute gold. I am shaking with anticipation thinking about the absolute bombshells Brick is going to drop on Sonny's desk regarding this new relationship. When Sonny inevitably finds out about this black briefcase, or whatever dark truth Valentine is actually hiding, he is going to weaponize that information to completely obliterate Carly's new romance. Sonny's possessive nature simply cannot stand to see Carly with another powerful, influential man, especially a ruthless Cassadine. This is not just about protecting his ex-wife. This is about absolute power and control over her life. The impending collision course between Sonny, Brick, Valentine, and Carly is going to tear Port Charles apart, and I am here for every single second of the fallout. Speaking of that mysterious black briefcase, Valentine is not the only one deeply entangled in its dangerous web. Jack Brennan and Nina Reeves are on a desperate, frantic hunt for that exact same box. The tension between these two is thick enough to cut with a knife, and it is rapidly boiling over into some serious, steamy romance. The spoilers are screaming that during their frantic, desperate search for the briefcase, the sheer adrenaline is going to push Nina and Brennan straight into bed together. But hold on to your hats, because this is General Hospital, and nobody gets a peaceful secret hookup without massive consequences. The absolute shocker here is that Willow Kane is poised to walk right in and catch her mother in the act. Can you even begin to imagine the sheer jaw-dropping awkwardness of that moment? Willow, who already has such a strained, complicated, and incredibly fragile relationship with Nina, walking in on her in the middle of a passionate, secretive rendezvous with a dangerous, strategic man like Brennan. It is going to completely shatter whatever fragile piece they have managed to build over the last few months. But wait, the drama gets so much darker and more twisted. We finally have the truth about the shocking shooting of Ross Cullum, and it is a total, devastating gut punch. Lulu Spencer. Yes, Lulu is back, and played by the incredible Alexa Havens-Bruning is the one who finally breaks the horrifying news to Sonny Corinthos. It was not Jason Morgan who pulled the trigger. It was young Rocco Falconeri. My jaw completely hit the floor when I realized the implications of this. A child wrapped up in this violent, bloody mob warfare. Sonny is going to pull his grandson aside for a deeply intense, private, heart-to-heart conversation. I am incredibly anxious about this specific development. Sonny might truly believe he is comforting the boy, but in reality, he is pulling Rocco deeper into the toxic, inescapable mafia lifestyle. The psychological toll on Rocco is going to be absolutely devastating. He pulled a trigger, he shot a man, and now he is being counseled by the biggest, most dangerous crime boss on the Eastern Seaboard. This is a pivotal, terrifying moment for the Falconeri and Spencer families. Will Rocco be completely consumed by the violence of his grandfather's dark world? This terrifying situation perfectly transitions into the highly anticipated return of the legendary Jason Morgan. Jason and Danny are coming back to town after a much-needed father-son weekend, and Jason has made the most monumental, life-altering decision of his entire existence. The man who was Sonny's lethal enforcer, the stone-cold killer of Port Charles, is officially walking away from the mob. He is visiting his loved ones, including Carly and Sonny, to boldly declare that his only priority from this moment forward is being a good, present father to Danny. I was literally cheering at my screen when I realized the magnitude of this choice. But how is Sonny going to react to losing his right-hand man permanently? Surprisingly, I have a strong theory that Sonny might actually give Jason a pass, but only because Jason was willing to take the massive fall and protect Rocco from the Cullum shooting fallout. Jason's incredible sacrifice for Sonny's grandson might be the exact currency that buys his permanent freedom from the criminal syndicate. It is a beautiful, tragic irony that I cannot wait to see unfold on our screens. However, Jason's sudden return to civilian life brings up a massive, heartbreaking question that has been burning in my mind. What about Britt Westbourne? The upcoming spoilers heavily tease the question of whether Jason will visit Britt or avoid her entirely, and my heart aches just thinking about the emotional weight of their history. Jason hurt Britt profoundly when he chose the mob and Carly over her in the past, leaving her devastated. Now that he is officially out of the dangerous life, will he try to make amends and rebuild that bridge? I strongly suspect Jason is going to stay away, out of sheer, overwhelming guilt. He knows he's shattered her heart into a million pieces, and he might truly believe she is far better off without his complicated baggage. But the emotional weight of their unresolved history is hanging over Port Charles like a massive, dark storm cloud. If they do cross paths in the hospital corridors, the emotional explosion will be absolutely off the charts. Over in the intense medical world, Elizabeth Baldwin is stepping up to the plate, and she is going head-to-head in a fierce battle with Willow Kane. Liz is aggressively pushing Drew Kane to expand his communication skills as a vital part of his ongoing recovery. As a dedicated, experienced nurse, Liz knows exactly what Drew needs to heal from his immense physical and mental trauma. But Willow is actively, desperately trying to shut Liz down. Why? Because Willow is absolutely terrified. Remember, Kai Taylor already suspects that Willow wants to permanently silence Drew to keep her dark, twisted secrets hidden. If Drew starts communicating better and regaining his agency, he might reveal something that completely destroys Willow's carefully constructed, fake life. The sheer desperation in Willow's eyes is chilling to witness. She is rapidly transforming from a sweet, caring woman into a ruthless, calculating survivor who will do anything, even hinder a man's critical medical recovery to protect herself. Liz has absolutely no idea how incredibly dangerous Willow is becoming, and I am terrified for her safety. Let us take a brief breath and look at some potentially happy news. Though in Port Charles, we all know happiness is always fleeting and usually a setup for disaster. Curtis Ashford is about to get a massive, heartwarming surprise from Portia Robinson regarding their newly born son. Portia's terrifying premature labor, which was triggered by that explosive emotional fight with Jordan, had us all on the edge of our seats, but now Curtis is finally meeting his beautiful baby boy. The scenes of Curtis holding his son for the first time are going to be incredibly moving and tear-jerking. They seem to be getting along wonderfully in these precious, quiet moments. But I am an old pro at watching this show, and I know far better than to trust a peaceful moment. The heavy shadow of Jordan still looms incredibly large over their fragile marriage. Portia is hiding so much internal stress, fear, and resentment. I predict this beautiful family bonding is just the calm before a massive, devastating storm that will rock the Ashford family to its very core. Finally, we absolutely have to talk about the newcomers and the impending chaotic teen drama heading our way. A mysterious, wealthy businessman named Hudson is arriving in town desperately searching for a specific, unknown person in Port Charles. Who on earth is he looking for? Is he tied to the dangerous pikeman group? Or perhaps he has a secret connection to the newly arrived doctor? Tristan Roberts? The theories are absolutely endless, and my mind is racing with possibilities. And then we have the highly anticipated debut of the newly aged up Scout Kane. Scout is officially entering her turbulent teenage years, and you know exactly what that means. Absolute, unadulterated chaos for Drew, Willow, Danny, and Alexis Davis. Teenagers in Port Charles always find themselves smack in the middle of dangerous secrets and life-threatening situations. With Rocco already shooting people, what kind of massive trouble is Scout going to get into? These next 2 weeks are going to be an absolute roller coaster of emotions, betrayals, and shocking revelations. Someone is going to pay a very heavy price, and I cannot wait to see who goes down in flames.